all of these things that I'm naming to you is meant for you to go and explore. Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Banestine. If you're joining for the very first time, you are highly welcome. For my returning subscribers, I love you all guys. Thank you for staying tuned. Today's video will be talking about immigration to Canada. I want to break down what it means by immigration to Canada, the various ways in which people move to Canada, so that my audience will understand and they'll make better choices. I've made previous videos about a particular provincial nominee program for people to go to Canada, and many people did not understand what it meant. So I decided to make this video and bring a breakdown of how people migrate to Canada, how you can move to Canada, so that you can know the various paths that people move to Canada, and then you can choose your path wisely and how it also fits your criteria. There are various ways in which people go to Canada. The first route we'll be talking about is the express entry route. This is a route that skilled workers use to go to Canada through this route. It is like a way that skilled workers are selected and given permanent residence to move to Canada. That is the express entry route. The next route is the family sponsorship. You can go to Canada through your family. Maybe your wife is a permanent resident already in Canada and your wife decides to take you over, or your child, the spouse, the partner, children, parents, grandparents, and others, but you need to prove that relationship well. The next route that I've seen is the provincial nominee. This provincial nominee is my point of concern. This provincial nominee, it's been helping a lot of people. That is why I decided to take the provincial nominee as my point of concern. Because provincial nominee, there are people that might not have that luck with the express entry route, but you can have your luck with the provincial nominee because your skills have tied with a particular province. So like, what is a provincial nominee program? It is for skilled workers to a particular province to be permitted. So the provincial nominee targets skilled workers to work in a particular province. So a province can decide that they need skilled workers in a particular domain. They can just say they need nurses in this domain, and then because that province has launched a pathway for nurses, you can put your documents, everything, and you'll be nominated and you go to Canada as a permanent resident. It depends on each province. Each province can decide to choose the criteria at which they want to bring in people. So they can decide the student's route to say that if you have studied a particular program in that province, when they launch their student pathway, you can be opportune to submit your documents and you are nominated to be a permanent resident because you came through to that province as a student. Also, business people are also given the opportunity. So you can be a business person, and that particular pathway, that province needs business people in your domain. You can also be a skilled worker, and that particular province needs people like drivers. Maybe they need people in this domain, plumbers or this. And they'll say that they might say that the Manitoba province needs skilled workers, drivers in particular. So all drivers will be rushing through to that program, and once you submit your application and everything, you can be nominated and you are given a permanent residence to move to Canada with your family. Another program that people can go through with is semi-skilled worker. The provincial nominee, there are so many provinces that bring up their programs for you to go through. If you are planning to move to Canada and through any particular pathway, you should keep your eyes on these things I'm naming. So I've named the express entry route. You can check the express entry route and see if you meet the criteria. If you don't meet the criteria, maybe your family can sponsor you there. If you don't have a family member to sponsor you to Canada, then you can go through the provincial nominee program. This provincial nominee program, we have the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program. If you have not watched my video that I spoke about this program, you need to watch it so you know what it is about and know how to apply. We have the British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program. This one, you are going straight to this particular province, British Columbia. We have the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program. There's also the New Brunswick Immigration Program stream. We also have the Newfoundland Provincial Nominee Program. There is Nova Scotia for healthcare workers and construction professionals. We also have the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. This Ontario program is for those that are willing to go to Ontario. We also have the Saskatchewan Nominee Program. These are the different provincial nominee programs that you should be searching for. If you go to the Canadian website, I'm going to drop the link. So if you go to this website, you go through to these provincial nominee programs, you will see all of these that I've named. Also, there's another pathway that people move to Canada through the Quebec Selected Skilled Workers. You can also search on that and see the type of skilled workers that they are looking for. You can also go through the Atlantic Immigration Program. That is another pathway people move to Canada through. There's the Caregivers Pathway. That is what has been all around. It's been booming on YouTube, the Caregivers Pathway. So caregivers, you can go through this pathway. Then there's also another pathway for family-based humanitarian program. This I'm not going to talk much about it. There's also another program on self-employed. As I'm just talking to you right now, it's showing that it has paused. Self-employed pathway. So people that were maybe going to set up their business and do some things, you could go through this pathway, but it has been paused. There's also another pathway for agri-food pilot. This is immigrate by working in specific agri-food industries and occupations. So this is another pathway for agri-food pilots. If you are in the domain of agri-food, search and see what it might suit you. Another one that they say, oh, this one is closed. Temporary residence to permanent residence pathway. It's written there closed. But it's something that you need to keep checking. Check and check. So they also say you can move to Canada through out-of-status construction workers. Google and check what is the meaning of out-of-status construction workers. Also, there is another pathway which says refugees. All of these things that I'm naming to you is meant for you to go and explore. People cannot give you all the information like from head to toe. People will give you the tips of the information, and now it's left for you to do your research and you apply and go through it. One thing, guys, I'm not an immigration officer. I'm not an immigration expert. I'm only giving you information based on what I have researched and I've seen on the website, and it's legit from the Government of Canada website. This is their pathways that they let people into Canada through. I'm going to give a detailed video on each of the pathways, the express entry pathway. I'm going to tell you about the complete information that you need to know about the express entry pathway, complete information that you need to know about all of these pathways that I've spoken about. Because once you get this information, you can make better choices, and you can now choose what you can choose where you suit. Where it suits you, you can go along with that pathway. Because like the express entry pathway might eliminate you because of your age, but when it comes to maybe a provincial nominee pathway, that province might need people of your age, and you see that you go through that pathway. So I'm going to do detailed videos for each and every pathway, but not for all the pathways, for the most important pathways that I know that will benefit my audience. If this video has given you any information, kindly give a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends so that they'll also be informed, and please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be connected to this family and to this information. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for our next video. Bye bye.